This is WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM. And we have with us at WZRD Larry Gardner, aka Latole, aka Larry the Lyrical, and also Bill Morton, president of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce. We have we wanted earlier to discuss some community issues with our two guests, and now we have both of them together on WZRD via Zoom. Hello, Larry, and hello, Bill.
Hey,
Hello.
hey, how you guys doing again?
Good, good, good. So first of all, Larry, you are going to be having an event, and then you also mentioned earlier to us that you work with independent artists. So how does your work with independent artists also contribute to the community?
Well, I try to again the stuff that I do is kind of a outreach, a type of outreach. Artist development, uh, and it creates a platform for like a nice hub of networking and being communal for people to be able to try to respectively share their artistry and who they are as an artist or what their kind of their lane is entertainment wise to be able to have the opportunity to present said artistry to the community as well as being able to grow within themselves as a performing artist, networking artist, anything of that sort, independently, because it's kind of grueling in the game of mainstream. So what I've done is kind of etched out my lane in the respect of reaching out to the community, being able to present my platform as kind of a way for people to expand within themselves as an artist independently, so that they can grow their art, grow their performing, grow their network, being able to actually create longevity. That's what we're trying to bring it back to the time of good music and actually good vibes. So I've kind of niched in my sort of je ne sais quoi in this fact, so being able to bring back entertainment to the actual people, like giving the people an actual vibe, a hub, a nice, energetic, and positive way platform to, again, reach out to the public in the aspects of growing.
Larry, what do you, are your artists mostly from Rogers Park or at the Chicago area?
I deal with a lot of Midwestern artists and different artists from, different places, different walks of life. I actually am in tune with a few Venezuelan artists, a few Afrobeat, African artists, and a lot of Caribbean artists as well. But when it comes to the regular hip hop game, I'm in tune with a lot of people from California, New York, Ohio, but mainly a lot of people from the Midwest, Detroit, Chicago, Ohio. But again, the outreach, there is no cap on the outreach. So if anybody sees me or they're interested in an event or trying to, you know, respectfully grow in their art, yeah, they can reach out to me, comment, you know, follow the vibe. Google Larry the Lyrical.
Do artists come to you with their do they tell you about what problems they face most as an artist, not only artistically, but uh, also community wise as well?
Yes, because a lot of artists, what they tend to do is kind of relate their artistry or, try to relay their message via, community. Like a lot of the artists I deal with, they go through, what a lot of people go through, the rags to riches story, the, the, you know, the respective, dark to light story. Everybody has their story, everybody, respectively. So in this tune, in the way I'm trying to present it, I'm trying to kind of bring it back to how, being able to network and make music more to the people. So it's kind of my way of actually bringing it back to a good stance to where the artists have to kind of put in work in order to build that network and create a good, stable career in entertainment.
Yeah, that's great, Larry. We also were discussing about how artists struggle too, as artists and as residents. So, do your artists relate to you? Do they tell you about their struggles as artists? And we're just trying to understand more about the struggles that artists must face. Let's say maybe uh, in their art and even in their housing or in their environment. What do you hear from artists about struggles uh, to keep up their art?
I am so sorry, Truth. You said, I'm so sorry, Miss Wizard, Queen Wizard. Can you say that one more time?
Yes, Larry, do you have any insight? Do artists come to you and tell you about their struggles as an artist, and also as uh, in like even paying rent and struggles, just trying to keep 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 a roof over their heads, keep their day job, and then also continue with their art. Do you find any common threads among artists that you work with?
Yes, I actually kind of have a good niche with a lot of people who I've worked with. There again, like a lot of people who I continue to work with or continue to try and build the network with have been prominent people who are interested in the Let It Play movement, the network, and building. They've been building with me for years, but they've kind of in the years that they've built with me, they've kind of again etched out certain aspects in their own lane that they're kind of growing in. I've worked with DJ Hunt. He's a good DJ, Midwest DJ out of was it Joliet. He does this thing in Joliet uh, around Naperville. So he's a great DJ. Started out with him. Izzy Brinks, great West Side MC. She does her thing. Big Bills, independent, great, artist. He's doing his thing, and a lot of these people I've actually sat down and actually got to know, you know, personally. But as also I've got to kind of be educated in the messages that they're trying to express through their art. So it takes this is a marathon, not a sprint. So it takes the right outlets. It takes a little bit of time to actually build yourself in this setting. You know.
Mhm. Yeah, that is Larry. So Bill, we're bringing in Bill to the conversation because he's assessing community needs, and then he sees he spoke with some artists yesterday about their struggles, and we just wanted to see if your artists face similar struggles too, and just assess community needs. Bill, you go ahead and take over, please.
Hey, Larry, it's so nice to speak with you. Thank you for coming down special for us. Over the weekend, the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce sponsored the Glenwood Avenue Arts Festival. I've got the T-shirt to prove it, and I was in a tent and I was assessing community needs of every resident of the city of Chicago and the 49th Ward that I could speak with. And there were so many different issues that people want to have addressed, and there are different solutions that they have ideas that may help or may help work. The solutions are always harder to come up with than the issues, and some issues are very, very difficult. As you know, you do show out Sundays. and you're the host of the Slam Open Mic, and which I attend every week. And if you were to get the support of the city of Chicago for what you're doing, what kind of support would you request, and how would that bring about a positive change for the recording artists and artists and creative people in general in Rogers Park and citywide?
I'm not sure if you know, but
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, bro. I missed that connecting realm, the connecting words in between. Like what would be like? What are you comparing that to? I'm sorry, I missed the comparisons. Basically.
Sure. If you were to receive, if you were to be granted your request of support from the city of Chicago, what would it be, and how would it help?
Well, the request from me from the city of Chicago would be, really kind of leaning towards donations and towards being able to actually have a venue or a space where, the vibe can actually grow, the wave. Like I said, the Let It Play movement that I am a part of, the hashtag Let It Play movement, independent artists coming together to just create, a nice little hub for each other, a nice little network for each other, because especially here in the city of Chicago, when it comes to entertainment art, it's kind of clicky, if you will. There's different people who like, it's a lot of rivalry, if you will, just a lot of rivalry. So in order, like, my direction would be more towards trying to create a space where everybody can, respectfully enjoy each other's time, art, and just network, grow with each other. That's basically, and so what I would ask, respectfully, what I would ask, just from the city of Chicago, just donations really to keep the dream going. We already have a donating platform, GoFundMe, that is in respect for the Minds Over Music. Again, it's just, a way to keep this dream going and keep the fuel on the fire.
And other than this request and what you would need, what are your other barriers towards your goal right now?
The other barriers really is just getting the music out there, getting the actual idea, getting the actual vibe out there, and people having the knowledge of and being educated on the actual building blocks of said hub platform. What is the hashtag Let It Play movement? So really, really the obstacles are, again, just staying, I wouldn't say consistent, but maintaining what it the again, the fuel for the fire to continue. So the obstacles, a lot of the main obstacles are,
Larry, you got muted.
actually, come together as, or be unified in such aspects, and to, again, actually get the knowledge to the people of said events, being able to, have the opportunity to present itself, really.
And on the Slam Open Mic, every week you come up with a theme. Could you describe your themes and maybe just tell us a few of your recent themes?
Larry, I think you're muted. You're muted.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Yes, I can. So some of the topics that we touch on are usually, day-to-day topics on really becoming a better person and becoming better at what you do, because let's be honest, like, it's really like a way to, again, okay, so the open mic itself It's a way for artists to perform, showcase their artistry virtually and more safe because we're still in the COVID era. Excuse me. But um, the topics that I bring about are usually geared towards people growing in themselves as a person and then being able to, have the basis of who they are as a person and able to carve out the lane that they want to carve out in their art. So the topics that I kind of bring about are ways that you can associate yourself as a person and the way you can associate yourself as an artist. And then the discussions that we have are kind of to intertwine the two to make you more aware of your movements and how you're trying to carve out your set lane. But as for examples for certain topics, like uh, like the one that I kind of got coming up this week, is kind of really like how would you express your market value? And your market value is not just including, how you go about selling yourself or selling whatever item or service you're trying to sell, but respectively, how are you valued and how are you valuing yourself in the marketplace? Because, you're not just selling your items, your service, you're selling yourself. So being able to know and kind of tell the difference and being able to create that focus in more than one aspect can help somebody effectively be the person or the artist that they want.
Now that sounds like it could be for an artist, a creative, or maybe you can bring that into the workforce idea. A lot of people are working not livable wages. A lot of people don't speak up when there's wage theft in their 9-to-5 or punch clock job. You have to know your value and your worth, and you have to speak up and you have to fight for it.
Exactly. And that's kind of what the Slam Open Mic Poetry is, the Porsche Club is. Again, we're trying to be able to present the platform in a more, on a more congested level and a more convenient level, because again, we're still in the COVID era and all that. And it's just this type of vibe that we're creating is, again, a little bit more accepting, it's a little bit more safe. So and also still gives or allows the person to be as artistic as they possibly want. It's kind of taking like a TikTok vibe or Facebook vibe and actually putting it on the virtual stage. And in that facet, I'm able to kind of be able to see what people got and reach out to them and actually get them on a stage. And that's where the show out Sundays portion comes. Show out Sundays once at the end of the month. Open mic, free open mic at the beginning. We actually go into a showcase after 10 p.m. So again, it's these outlets or these networks that I am creating with you guys and other entities are to have one main focus, one big picture, and that's to just create in a safe space.
Larry, when you mention a safe space, are there spaces where it's unsafe? Is there bullying, and then you're trying to provide a creative space that's safe?
Yes, when I mean in the aspects of me saying a safe space, like a safe space where people can present the way they need to present and perform perform really. An artist has to be able to be kind of a triple threat. They got to have the stage presence, the music, and the actual fan base. So a lot of times, if you're more on social media with your music, a lot of the times you're just getting followers and a few listens, but you're not actually getting to the meat of your supporters. You know, the people who are actually networking with you or trying to network and support you and become an actual fan. These networks that I'm creating and creating with these different entities as well as you guys is to actually be able to present the platform and give people the educated knowledge of what they're trying to do in becoming a better artist and becoming a better performer.
You know, on the slam, we are there every week on Thursday evenings, and it's really a community that you've built. You are a community leader. You're a community builder, Larry, and I really thank you for what you're doing with Show Out Sundays and with the slam open mic and your dedication to it. It's such an asset to the artists, what you represent, and I really want to give you whatever resources possible for the community of musicians.
I am thank you. I'm humbled by that. Like, you know, especially like I said, like the city of Chicago is full of genuine artists and people who just want to be able to have the opportunity to present said artistry.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm able to, you know, at least put the best foot forward in creating that hub and you know building that way, then all the more is just due. Like I said, I'm not really trying to be, you know, I'm not trying to be anybody's manager or anything like that. But this is literally towards gearing people to network and actually be within themselves as an artist and being able to present and perform the best way possible. I'm putting my best foot forward to make sure that these artists are putting their best foot forward.
And I think you fill the role of mentor more than manager. Manager is a music industry term, but you're mentoring. I think when you're on the slam at the very least.
I'll take that.
How difficult is it, Larry, to connect the artists to the various social networks to make the networks larger?
Yes, so those networks would be so the YouTube network, again, if people after this, I hope Trudy has some of my information out there. So if you guys want to check that out, follow me on Facebook or you can Google Larry the Lyrical. But following me on my social media YouTube page, we're trying to, at this point right now, locally, we're trying to hit at least 2,000 subscribers. So if you like what you see, we have different content on there. I have different things that people can, you know, tune into or even respectfully come check out events and things like that. So if you subscribe to that page, you'll be hit with different notifications and different entertainment outlets as well. I also have a few comedic, content out there. So again, it's kind of bringing everything full circle. So if you just subscribe to Larry the Lyrical or subscribe to LATLY 773 on YouTube, subscribe to it. We're trying to hit 2,000 followers, or you can follow me on Instagram. That's LA_T_LY17. Or you can just follow me on Facebook at Latale, aka Larry the Lyrical. We're just trying to really get everything going. Like again, we're trying to make sure everything comes full circle. We're trying to continuously put fuel on the fire, hoping that this thing will, sprout legs on its own, and then we can just respectfully keep building and keep networking and make everything as magical as possible.
And circles is the theme of the show today, Larry. By the way, this is WZRD Chicago 88.3 FM. Bill, do you have anything else that you would like to discuss with Larry?
I just want to thank you, Larry, for coming out today on the interview, and I've been discussing jobs, housing, public health, and public safety with our community mostly, and it's great to get into the creative aspect of it and the musical, lyrical aspect of it here on this interview. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you, Bill. A lot of this stuff goes hand in hand. You know, once you get the people entertained, then they'll want to know more. Then you give them the logistics, and once you give them the logistics, everything go full circle. I love you guys.
Love you too, Larry.
Thank you so much for joining us on WZRD. Larry the Lyrical, aka Latale, aka Larry the Lyrical, Larry Gardner, and also Bill Morton, President of the Rogers Park Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.